Alright then, so I'm back. And this time I'm actually gonna show you how to do this trial the right way. It did take a couple of tries though, so yeah, a lot of failure was cut out for obvious reasons. Basically, A, nobody wants to watch me fail for over 5 minutes of post commentary because A, it's gonna lead to boring commentary, and B, that's just failure. So yeah, here's how you do the challenge the right way. It is pretty hard though, so don't be too discouraged to screw up on the first try. So yeah, there you go. 4-star ranking. Let me the hell out of here. Alright. All that's left for me now is to go to the left side. And to the left side is, without a doubt, the best weapon augmentation in the game. Which is incredibly hard to get. But we'll get to there when we get to there. For right now, just find my way back to the city, or village area. Burn everything to the ground. And yeah. Thankfully, there's no hidden areas here. It's just everything down here. And yeah, we're pretty much at the point where, because of how the difficulty's set up, everything is very easy. And I guess I kind of can go into a little bit more about dust in general. For some people that have a little bit, just to kind of give us some fun facts, I guess, while we're going back, because honestly we're not really doing too much right now. And the first fun fact is that this was originally an Xbox Live arcade game, and this was ported to PC. And this is probably, from what I've played, one of the better PC ports that I've played so far. A, it's stable. B, I didn't get a chance to really show it off much, but some other people do. And obviously, I'm not the kind of person that focuses too much on the fact of whether or not it's been ported to the PC very well or not, just so long as it's actually stable and still a good game. I guess when we get to Darksiders 2, that's a good example of that, but after looking at, I believe it was the Cynical Blitz, was it? I think is his name. I looked at his review and it pretty much gave me an understanding as to how important actually PC porting actually is, because it's either one way or another when it comes to porting games, and that most companies just port a game either from the console to the PC or from the PC to the console without really giving it too much effort or actually really optimizing it. Just for the sake of making sales probably, and I guess it's an understandable point, but yeah, it leads to a lot of sales, which leads to a lot of disappointed consumers and a lot of upset consumers. Also, it makes me wonder how smart half these consumers
Good hunting out there, boy.
are. In some cases, because I had this conversation when I was talking with my buddy Joe when we were doing a recording session for Kingdom Hearts, but I guess I might as well bring them down. I guess it all stemmed from the Ghostbusters trailers, I guess, because it kind of brings up this idea of giving, here, let's give something a chance, because, hey, even though it looks bad, it may not be as bad as you may think, and then it turns out to be bad, and everyone hates it, and then the cycle just kind of repeats itself over and over to the point where you kind of just wonder if you think you'd be smart enough to say to yourself, okay, this looks bad, and I'm not going to sue because this looks bad, in my opinion, and honestly, this just doesn't look like high quality. Like anyone put any effort into making this damn product. And the reason I bring up Ghostbusters in particular is it's one of the biggest, say really controversies, but it's one of the biggest things growing on the internet with all the negativity coming on and whatnot. And really, many people would say it, and I actually kind of agree with this statement, and it's that speak with your wallet. Like, so basically, if something's bad and you don't want to see it, don't pay money to support it. And it's kind of the philosophy of my channel, in the sense that the games that I play are the games that I love, and it's the games that I feel need a little bit of attention and a little bit of love, because honestly, I feel that the games that I play are kind of cool and something that is worth checking out. It's not your cup of tea, it's cool, but I believe it's something worth checking out that you might like and you might not like, but at least it's something interesting that you guys can look at. That's the whole idea and philosophy behind my channel. I'm not going to go out of my way to play entirely bad games and whatnot, unless it's from a series that I'm... The only exception to that, I guess, would say, would probably be the Mega Man series, if only because I'm a Mega Man. I like to consider myself a Mega Man aficionado. I don't know, like, the nitty-gritty stuff, like, you know, the random, like, the percentage drops of items from enemies within games and whatnot, or AI patterns and that sort of thing. Well, actually, I do know the AI patterns, otherwise, how else would I actually, consider myself a Mega Man expert? But anyways, yeah. And before I go back, in this chest is the best augmentation in the game. Mithraren's Augment. And it gives one hell of a power boost. Unfortunately, we can't make it, because we can buy everything we need except for one material, which we won't get until we get to Everdawn Basin. So yeah. No, we're gonna leave that in the blueprint in the shelf for right now. In the meantime, on down. This keeps giving me a hard time, but yeah. Yeah, philosophy with... Yeah, but anyways, back to what I was talking about. The reason I pretty much talk about the games that I talk about, or play the games that I like to play for this channel, because these are games that I love, these are games from my childhood, and these are games that I believe are of quality that I feel like it's worth sharing with people, that I think people would actually appreciate it. People would appreciate it, and it's something that people... I think it's something that people might think it's worth checking out and support. Because I believe in the idea of speaking with the wallet, because quite frankly, that's how this world works right now. As much as it pains me, that's how the world works. If you give over $1 billion to some guy who made a really crappy project, everybody will say, oh, it's a crappy project. That's true, but another crappy project is going to show up and everyone's going to be just as pissed because we didn't ask for it. But guess what? I have the that he has the resources for it, and it's living famously because he has the money, because there are a lot of people coming out and stupid enough to say, who just don't know, well, not really don't know, but just don't know when to really just say enough is enough and just speak with the wallet and say, you know what, your movies are, like, your movie or your game is bad, you haven't been having a good track record, so you know what, I'm not going to support you anymore, so here, you want my money? Earn it like everybody Earn it like an actual legitimate company should. Yeah, that's the real reason why. That's kind of like my philosophy with a lot of things, and that's pretty much the reason why I haven't supported any Sonic game at all, because Sonic, in my opinion, is dead. I believe it died after Sonic Heroes, and I'll eventually do a Let's Play of that game, because as much as some people give it flack, I can understand why, but I don't think it's the worst game ever. But it does bring up a problem that I believe is the source of why Sonic is in the state that it's in. I was talking with my friend Sean about this a while back, but yeah, that's my philosophy with a lot of these games. A lot of, like, and how I buy games and whatnot. Because honestly, I don't, because recently it just feels like there's a lot of but this generation in particular, there's no longer middle ground anymore, and nobody's willing to take risks, it seems. So there's really no middle ground anymore. There's no, it's okay to, it's bad, it's either, it just falls to the extremes. And it falls under this syndrome of what I like to call flack syndrome. For those of you who play Advance Wars 2, you'll kind of get the reference to why I say it like that. But basically, it's either really good or really bad. There's no middle ground. And you know, I might just when I say it like it's a bad thing, and it's not necessarily a completely bad thing. There's still a lot of good things that came out of this generation. It's just a lot of this this generation doesn't really take risks. And plus it's also very, very protective and very ignorant. Ignorant the best, like, yeah, I guess ignorant is the best way to put it, because it's like, because it talks about how violence is bad and the blood and all the guts and gore and whatnot is bad for kids, and it's just you know, there comes a point where you have to understand the real world, and it's just kind of like sheltering people is not really protecting them, it's more so teaching them ignorance more than anything else. Well, this is something I guess I can leave up in the air for right now, because honestly, I don't know for sure or too much about. Like, that's my personal opinion, that sometimes it's better to reveal the truth. It's better to reveal the truth than sometimes just trying to shelter people and teach them and let them and be ignorant about it. It really isn't the best way about going about teaching someone how to live, especially in the real world. I will say one thing. I don't go to church very much, but one thing that one of my bishops, I guess is the best way to describe him, said is that he asked pretty much, he says basically, people know how to live, like, people are always very one-dimensional in the sense that, okay, we live our lives, we go through the public school system like everybody else is supposed to, and then we go to college because that's pretty much how it guarantees the best way to like a secure future, even though we're never really given like, and apparently it's like the only choice we have. Because there are obviously many other doors. We don't have to go to college, but it's just like the way how society works now. It's pretty much ingrained in our brain. Because anyone that goes to college will say that college is not worth the investment. At least not as much as it used to be anymore. This also falls to the extremes as well, because let's put it this way. There's always when I was in my sociology class, there was a story that my teacher once said about how there was this person masquerading as a homeless person, asking for money. My teacher saw this, and he was eyeing him just to see what it was like, because he was just wondering, because people apparently on the street make more money than any working person ever does. So he observed the homeless person. The homeless person was getting money, and after the homeless person left, he actually left back to a car, which led to his house. Just goes to show you just how much this world is has changed for the worse, for lack of a better term. People who try to do the right thing are punished for it, versus people who pretty much bend the rules and try to survive as much as they can, and take advantage of those who try to do the right thing. It's worth my way of thinking. I also kind of had a hard time trying to wrap my mind around how to think about this, but that's a whole different matter altogether. But it's just something to really take, wrap around your mind. Also, lighting is actually a very good way to actually see through this darkness. So use the light to your advantage if you can, because the bomb trick isn't always most reliable. And apparently what I missed here was another piece of red moss. Because apparently they thought one red moss wasn't enough for this quest. I don't know. Anyways, we're just about done. Just head through. So yeah, that's my rant, I guess, for right now. Part of me, I guess to finish off that little rant, part of me wants to say I've changed for the better because I'm no longer as ignorant, I'm no longer as selfish. Some people would agree with that. Because back then I was a little bit more reckless and selfish. It's also funny. The main courses, I wish I could put myself in the face cam so I can do air quotes. I say main courses because that's really don't honestly help you too much. It's really all the side courses that really teach you how to really live in society. I gotta say, I'm just gonna say it straight, this world sucks. The real world is cruel. It seems to have changed from do good and get good in return, which is what the ideal version of what a lot of people see it as, to kill or be killed. don't know where I'd fall in the category of all this, but one thing's for sure, I'm not gonna let my guard down. Not by a long shot. Anyways, that's the end of the Cirromon Caverns. So, thankfully now I have teleport zones, I can get the hell out of here. So yeah, there's a little philosophy lesson with KingslayerKoshy. Whether or not it means anything in the grand scheme of things, I'll leave it up to judgment. It may have just been me rambling. I'm just trying to find a way to talk through these videos, and sometimes it can get pretty annoying. So anyways, yeah, let's go back to this sorry meadow now, shall we? Let's start doing cleanup here. At least in the next part anyway, because right now we just entered it. We'll just get yeah, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to do the cleanup with whatever time remaining. So I guess in the next part, we're gonna clean up.
You and me, Dust. We're gonna save the world.
Damn straight we are, Gustin. That's the spirit. That one. Next time we come back, we're gonna do cleanup in the Soaring Meadows. I'll see you guys then. As soon as this video ends. Jesus. There we go. See you guys in the next part.